What's up, guys? The Lazy Goldmaker here, and today we're going to talk about something that I haven't made much focused much on yet. We're not going to look at a concentration build. We're going to make some money without concentration. So volume crafting. This is good if you can get it, but profit margins are generally quite thin. But with the right build for the right items, you can definitely get something going where you're not limited by your concentration or your cooldowns. So I found this for me right now. I haven't maxed out too many of my characters in terms of what you need to get a build like this going. But we can see here that the missives are a good option for just crafting quality 2. So there's two ways you could go with a volume build. You can get enough skill that you can guarantee quality 3 with quality 3 materials. Or you can utilize quality 2 materials and get quality 2 and have a really high multi-craft resourcefulness stats. I think the second approach is generally going to work more often for you guys, because it's going to be slightly less effort in terms of getting all of the knowledge and acuity compared to quality 3 stuff, where you definitely need to have all of the stuff that gives you skill, as well as any nodes that give you multi-craft and resourcefulness, as well as max quality tools, which is quite expensive in terms of acuity overall. Now, obviously, this relies to a very significant degree on multi-craft and resourcefulness. You need to get those stats high, as high as humanly possible, essentially. So this means it works best for any profession where you can get those from the knowledge tree, like with the inscription. You can get a lot of multi-craft. You can get, well, like 90 multi-craft here and another 90 here, and then you get some extra bonuses along the way, and more multi-craft effectiveness, and you get resourcefulness here, which I haven't maxed out. So inscription is a pretty good profession for this, because you really need a high multi-craft. I'm at 20% here. Obviously, I'm just running an uncommon tool. If I had a rare one, I would be looking at probably another, I think it's another 150, 200 multi-craft on this one. You should also get a max quality resourcefulness enchant, obviously, and you could get some more multi-craft here as well on one of the accessories. So the professions where you can get good stat buffs from your specialization tree, and where there's something you can sell at a reasonable volume at quality 2. Those are sort of the main ones you'd be looking at. So the ones I've seen: inscription, alchemy, engineering, blacksmithing, possibly enchanting for the mana oils. Those are sort of the main ones. You'd be targeting items like intermediate materials, weapon stones, potions, mana oil, essentially stuff that people would want to bring, but maybe they're not. I'm not going to bring a quality 3 mana oil to every +5 mythic dungeon I do, right? So it's really important to get your multi-craft tool with acuity. You need to get this as soon as you can. And then you also need, for most of these professions, you need to max out at least any of the multi-craft resourcefulness related nodes you can find. So that is going to be 100, 150 knowledge. So it's going to be quite a substantial build. So if you haven't done anything, then you will probably have to do like the catch up, where you're just farming treasures until your brain goes numb, to catch up on knowledge and get a reasonable build going. Now, as I said, for me right now, missives is sort of the main one I've found that I can do. I haven't set up any of my other crafters too well. You can look through here, obviously, by scanning with this one, with the craft sim. You can look through I can look through my professions and see if there's any others I have that are showing a profit, but none of my other characters are built for utilizing these types of items. It's pretty much just my scribes where I have the multi-craft node maxed out, and the missives are showing up as quite profitable. I don't think the difference between quality 2 and 3 is particularly large for these. That being said, this isn't a super high sale rate item, so you'd prefer to do this with tempered potions, flasks, maybe anything that people buy on a more daily basis is sort of the main way you would want to go with this. Right. Could also be with enchants, although I very much doubt it based on the prices. I don't think anyone's crafting quality 2 enchants ever. People definitely aren't going through them at a high enough rate, but you could do stuff like the mana oil, which I guess I already know the recipe. Mana oil is definitely something you could do, because enchanting also has multi-craft bonus, which probably not too many people have. Yeah, if you can find one of these items that you can craft out, chunk out. I did this. One of the items I did this with in Dragonflight was the weapon runes from Inscription. And if you can get to a position where you can just craft a ton, sell them for 15-20% profit. It's going to be on the lower end, but the sale rate is going to be really high, and you can make some very decent gold if you have the right build. I know that K-Chak was doing the Tempered Potions rank 2 and some lower rank Inscription materials early on, which is definitely really good. But yeah, now margins are going to be thinner, but there's still significant volume being moved, and you have the ability to make some nice gold. So top items I would look into: alloys, potions, mana oils, inks, intermediate materials. Yeah, that's it.